Hey everyone, Alex here, and in this video we'll be discussing what n8n is. We're going to go through how n8n works and then go through an example automation. Let's get into it. So n8n is an open source workflow automation platform. Think of it as the glue between all the apps you use every day. You can connect them together visually, you don't need to be able to code, and n8n handles the rest. If you've ever used Zapier or Make, it's basically that, but the big difference is there's an open source version available. I'm going to jump into n8n and we're going to go through a very simple workflow. Every time a user submits a form, we're going to send a message to one of our Slack channels and include the information in the form in that message. So when you create an account on n8n, you're going to be brought to a dashboard, which is going to look something like this. We're starting off here in the Workflows tab. And you can see if we want to create a new workflow, we can either click on this Start from Scratch section here, we can click on the Create Workflow button, or finally, if we're going to create a workflow, we can simply click on the plus button up here, and again, click on Create Workflow. We also have this Credentials tab, and this shows all the apps that we've connected to. Executions is empty right now because we haven't actually run any n8n workflows, but once we start doing that, they're going to show up here. And finally, we have the Data Tables tab. This actually allows you to create spreadsheet-like databases where you can store data that you can use throughout multiple different workflows. Okay, let's create a basic automation. And the automation we're going to run is going to get kicked off when a user submits a form. That's going to be our trigger node. We're then going to send a message to one of our Slack channels, and that's going to be our action. Now, to add our trigger node, we're going to click on this Add First Step section here, and we have a bunch of triggers we can choose from to kick off the workflow. We could just trigger it manually, and if we were to choose this, then we could just click Execute Workflow each time, and that would execute it. I'm not going to do that though, so I'm going to click on this trash icon and add it again. We could choose to trigger our workflow based on an app event. So if we got an email, if we received a message in Slack, if something happened in Telegram, Notion or Airtable, we could trigger our workflow. We could run it on schedule. We could run it based on a webhook call. And we have a couple other options down here as well, but I want to focus on this on form submission one. Because if I select this, we're going to get this pop-up here with a bunch of settings or parameters we can set for our form. We have both a test URL and a production URL. This is really only used for testing. Once we're happy with everything and we're published our workflow, we're then going to use the production URL in whenever we want to share our form with somebody. But let me just copy this test URL for a second. And if I paste it in here, you'll see here that the trigger isn't listening yet. The form isn't built out. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to leave authentication on none. We could use some basic auth if we chose to. For form title, I'm going to use Contact Us. For the form description, I'm going to say we'll be in touch soon. And then I want to add two questions to this form. First one is going to be, what is your name? And the second one is going to be, how can we help? And if I click on Execute Step now, you should see that this pop-up is coming up with our form. And if I type in Alex for what is your name, and if I want to put in something for the how can we help, once I click submit, you'll see here the form has been submitted, but we're also getting this data output here from the form. We can view this in three different, I suppose, views. We can look at the schema, and you can see there Alex under what is your name. How can we help? The answer to that question. We can also look at the table, same information, just displayed a different way, and the JSON. And this is really important because we're going to use this output in our action where we're sending a message to our Slack. Now that we have data coming from our form, let's work on sending that to Slack. So I'm going to click on this plus button here. And you can see here we have a bunch of different approaches we can take to our action nodes. We can interact with AI, we can transform our data, a few more options here as well. But the one I want to focus on, and the most common one I think you'll be using, is this action in an app. and I want to send a message to Slack. So I'm going to search for the Slack node. There are a bunch of nodes here you can use. And you'll see when I am using the Slack node that there are 44 actions as of the present time that we can use. And there's a bunch of different things you can do. But what I want to do is send a message. So I now have my send a message action up here. And before I go about formatting my message and telling n8n what data to send from my form submission to Slack, I need to connect to Slack first. So you can do this manually, or you can simply click on the connect to Slack button if you're signed in. This is much easier. So it would advise on signing into Slack, and you can see here that we need to allow the n8n.cloud app to access Slack. I'm going to allow it. And I'm now going to start formatting my message. So you can see here the resource is going to be message. The operation is going to be send. We need to choose whether to send the message to a channel or a user. I'm going to send it to a channel. And I'm going to have a bunch of channels I can pick from here. And I'm simply going to send it to this channel here, All Cranford Tech. It's going to be a simple text message. And let's type in something like a user just submitted a form. I'm then going to X out of that, but I want to take the data from here and put it into my message. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in their name, and then I'm going to drag this what is your name in here. And similarly, I'm going to add another one here, their question. I'm going to drag the how can we help text here, just down there. And let's just format that a bit better. Perfect. And let's execute this step. So you can see that's gone through okay. So I'm going to open up my Slack here. And you can see here in the All Cranford Tech channel that we have just gotten that message. A user submitted their form, their name, and their question. And if we were to submit different data in the form, so for the form submission, let's say this time we're saying, what is your name? It's going to be John. I need help with my workflow. Click on submit. And then click on this again, execute step, coming through. Now, obviously we don't want to have to manually do that every time. So what we can do to automatically trigger this is, number one, we could just click on the execute workflow button here. We're going to get our form there. But what we're going to do if we want to use this in the real world, I suppose, is first of all, we're going to publish it. And once it's published, we actually are going to have this production URL available to us. And if I open this in a new tab, we can share this with anybody we want. And let's say this time our name is Taylor, need more info. If I click submit, that's going to run automatically this time. And you can see here, we have Taylor and we have their question coming through. So that's how you build a basic automation in n8n. Hope this video has been useful. And if you have any questions, you can let us know in the comments below.